that really breaks my heart deeply, deeply, deeply. Because no matter what Ebbie did in that school, I was available. And the school has a policy. They suspend students. They even expel them. If Ebbie was the wrong character or the fruit that never fit in that community, they had an option of calling me and telling me, you know what, we cannot contain your child in this school. Not because of what she has done, but because of who she is. She doesn't fit in. Please try take.
Gatanga CCM, this is where the misfortune, the unprecedented death of Ebbie Samuels occurred. According to her friend who was sitting next to her, says that the deputy principal called Ebbie Samuels to her office. Later on, they realized that Ebbie Samuels was crying, and upon interrogating their friend, Ebbie Samuels said that deputy principal has given me a thorough beatings. Remember, this is a journey. This is a campaign of seeking justice for Ebbie Samuels. She didn't deserve to die, but unfortunately, she died. The school, Gatanga CCM, gave a different opinion, whereby they said that Ebbie Samuels was taken to the hospital, and as she was in the hospital receiving treatment, she died because she has been ailing for a long period of time. Then, according to the pathologist in the hospital says that Ebbie Samuels was brought in the hospital while she was dead. So the hospital says that the lady was dead upon arriving in the hospital, but the principal the principal and the deputy who are in charge for Gatanga CCM says that the student died in the hospital while receiving treatment. Upon her death, upon being taken to the hospital, the students were eager to know where is our friend, and they were told that she's receiving treatment in the hospital. But 2 days later, they came to realize that Ebbie is dead. And according to the customs of schools in Kenya, most of them, when a pupil dies or a student dies, they come together as a class and they contribute money towards that funeral, so that they can give the mother or the guardian who is responsible, so that she can take care of the dead body. In terms of the services, maybe it can cater maybe the transportation one way to the hospital or coming back. So that is the custom of most schools. When a kid dies, when a student dies, they contribute. But it is very mysterious that they contributed towards the death of Ebbie Samuels. And upon them requesting their class teacher to organize, to go to the principal's office and organize how they are gonna chip in, they are gonna attend that funeral. To their surprise, the class teacher came and gave them a bad news that Mother Wanjiru, who is the mother to Ebbie Samuels, has said that she doesn't want to see any of you in the funeral. So the students, and apart from that, the class teacher was instructed to refund the money to the students. So the students were asking themselves, why? This is a funeral. We are supposed to come and chip in. What is going on? But what they didn't know is that there is a big giant that is being hidden, that that is being hidden from them, and that they are not supposed to know the truth. So everything happened so fast, and the funeral was over. Now that it is 3 years, has never been found for Ebbie Samuels. Ebbie Samuels, according to the narrator, according to the witness who witnessed and was schooling in Gatanga Secondary, that is Gatanga CCM. She said that Ebbie Samuels was a cool student, a student who had a good mastery of English. Teachers feared them. They feared them because whenever you communicated with Ebbie Samuels could respond in English instead of the local Kenyan language, which is Swahili. So one character of Ebbie Samuels, we can find it here that Ebbie Samuels was a bright student and a focused one, a focused student who had a dedication for her life, or rather to mend her life, to make her life, as soon as possible, ever since, right from Form 1 till the end of studies. But little did she know, did she knew that too much of expressions of English were going to land him into a big trouble. And taking you back a little bit, when the deputy principal called Ebbie Samuels went there, and the big issue was of applying the oil and twisting the hair. You can see the hair. She had a beautiful long black hair. So I don't know if it was jealousy or what of the deputy principal. She was a lady. I don't know if it is a jealousy. So because of that, she gave Ebbie Samuels beatings of the ear, a lot of beatings, and she was not specific on a particular point, but she was beating Ebbie Samuels everywhere in the body. So when the mother was informed, she went to the hospital, and she was very devastated upon the condition of Ebbie Samuel, the daughter. And a lot of questions came through her mind. When she reached at the morgue, she found a deputy principal together with the principal, and immediately the deputy principal left, and the principal remained there. Something very disgusting. The mother says that she went to Gatanga CCM secondary school. Upon reaching there, upon finishing with the security and proceeding to the school, she met the deputy principal. Get me clear, the deputy principal is not just a subordinate staff. That is a senior staff. That is the second in command. She met the deputy principal, and to her disappointment, in a humble and in a professional way, she just inquired from the principal, and she asked the principal, "Excuse me, good morning. Can you update me on what happened to my daughter? Because I have no clue. I don't have any information. My daughter is dead. She is in the hospital, and no one is updating me." But the deputy principal told the mother to Ebbie Samuels that even me, I don't know. When somebody tells you, even me, I don't know, that tells you that there is something that is happening. And she just walked away and went. Only that act, then the mother started being suspicious about the deputy principal. Deputy principal, together with the other teachers, they cared less. they had a matron. A matron was acting as a nurse, and is not qualified. They didn't have a qualified nurse to take care of the students. According to the information from the office of the principal and the deputy principal, the students were being told that the nurse or the doctor just comes each and every Thursday, once per every week. And the mother was wondering, what about my student or any other students get ill on a Friday, and the doctor or the nurse comes on Thursday? Because the sickness doesn't wait. What will happen when the child gets sick on a Friday or a Saturday before on Thursday? So that brings you to a conclusion that this school wasn't serious at all. The narrator, the witness number 2, says that she cannot recommend a parent to take her kid to Gatanga CCM because of the dramas that they have been having all along. The witness says that she thought that the school had reformed, but to her astonishment, upon hearing the death of Ebbie Samuels, she was very astonished and said that our school cannot reform, our management cannot reform. It was very painful to lose this student, Ebbie Samuels. Her mother is crying in tears, and her request is that the President of the Republic of Kenya to intervene upon this matter. It has been 3 years ever since she died, and nothing has been done.
I did not stop any girl. I did not stop anyone from coming to my daughter's burial. It wasn't a celebration. It was a painful period for me and my family. The principal of the Gatanga CCM, now St. Albert, never called me. She has my phone number. She has my husband's phone number. Just take you back. On Saturday, the 9th of March, I drive into the school compound with my then boss and friend, Harriet, and right after the gate, getting in after the security check right inside the compound, I meet her, and I'm sitting on the passenger side in the car, and I ask her, Mwalimu, what happened to my child? This is a parent who has just lost a child to death in the school environment. This is the deputy principal of the school. Yeah. And she just walks past me, and these are her words. Hata mimi sijui, ni hivyo tu principal amesema. This is the second in command in this institution. And she just walks past me. What could be more important that day? There was no fire in that school. There was no riot. There was not an invasion. But she walked right past me like it didn't mean anything to her. Of course, that's true. Now I know it didn't mean anything to her. What I concluded, now that I know a little more from that day, is that she was guilty and she knew what she had done to my child, and her conscience would not allow her to face me. And that's why she walked past me. Yeah. In a huff. That's exactly what the principal said to you. Who does that?
Because she could not maintain the eye contact.
She couldn't.
Yeah.
Guilt was all over her.
Yeah.
And the fact that I showed up, she had to show out. Or maybe the principal, after coming from the morgue, had to tell her, you need to leave now. I do not know what arrangement they had.
Yes.
But for me, that just shows that someone is afraid. Because if you're not, and you feel the weight, she's a woman, she's a mother. I had had conversations with her before. How would you treat another mother who is mourning casually like that? You are the second in command. This is not the gate.
Ebbie Samuels said that deputy principal has given me a thorough beatings. Remember, this is a journey. This is a campaign of seeking justice for Ebbie Samuels. She didn't deserve to die, but unfortunately, she died. The school, Gatanga CCM, gave a different opinion, whereby they said that Ebbie Samuels was taken to the hospital, and as she was in the hospital receiving treatment, she died because she has been ailing for a long period of time. Then, according to the pathologist in the hospital says that Ebbie Samuels was brought in the hospital while she was dead. It's so sad hearing that a school, a government school, is joking with the lives of the students. A government school that is supposed to be a role model to the private schools and the schools that are upcoming is joking with the lives of the students. You can imagine Gatanga CCM, the school whereby Ebbie Samuels was schooling. It had just a matron, and a matron was acting as a nurse. And he didn't have any experience about nursing, but he was acting as a nurse, giving kids painkillers. You know, whenever you are sick, painkiller. Whenever you're sick, we have Bruvens. You know, we have some just tablets they give students, and that is something that is annoying the public. The mother is crying right now, seeking for justice for her daughter. 3 years down the line, justice has never been found for her baby. She's crying day in, day out. She's crying to the government to intervene. She's crying for His Excellency, the President, Honorable Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the President of Kenya, to intervene and on her case. Because when the deputy principal is being contacted by Miss Lynn Ngugi, she just talks.
I have a question about Ebbie Noel. There's a student who came out and she says that you met Ebbie.
I beat
Ulimchapa.
me.
Yes, you.
I don't even want to talk to you if you are that educated.
No, it's my right to give you a right of reply.
Hello.
Hi, it's Elizabeth.
Yes.
As I was saying,
I thought that the case is with the police and we should leave them to do their work.
But
let them do their work.
So that is a big disappointment to the school, to the Ministry of Education, for letting such characters continue existing in the public schools. The principal and together with the deputy principal, they are together and they are doing things as if the school belongs to them, and 3 years down the line, justice has never been found, and the mother to Ebbie Samuels is crying for justice, is crying for help. Let's circulate this clip. Let's cry for justice of Ebbie Samuels, a student who was clever. Just because of communicating in fluent English, whenever you speak to her, she responds in English. That was her problem. And apart from that, applying fat, applying oil on her head, that was a big problem to her, and that is what led to her death. Being called by the deputy principal, having received thorough beatings, each and every part of the body, you can imagine how painful it was. Let's demand for justice of Ebbie Samuels. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't. Kudos.